That's interesting. Yeah, looks like we overheated a bit there.
Hi guys, my daughter's given me a load of old electrical items here because she knows I like doing teardown videos. Got a hairdryer, electric knife, mixer, another mixer. So we've got 2 mixers, electric knife and a hairdryer. Got a must be one of the boys' radio control transmitter there as well. Silver lit, that might be handy. No idea what it came from. And an HDMI switch. Well, I don't think I'll take that apart. That might even be worth keeping as it is. And I shan't take that apart, I shall use that. That'll go up in my bag of transmitters. But we'll take them apart at some time. Probably one video for each one. What I'm really interested in is the electric motor inside, because I did have a bulk buy of hair dryers from one of the charity shops. They were selling them off and I bought 10 for £1 each, and they've been very useful motors. But before I do that, I did promise somebody that I'd take that little motor apart, because I've blown up a battery with it, or got smoke out of the battery, and the last time I used it we melted the conductors and it doesn't work anymore. So we'll have a look inside, see what the damage is. I did put a battery on it just now, and if I turn it, you can feel it trying to turn a little bit, so I should think 1 or 2 of the coils have been damaged, and maybe one of the coils is still working, so as we turn it we get just a little kick, and then that's it. It doesn't actually run. So that's today's episode. We'll take that little motor apart. Before we take it apart, we'll just have a little look at it. Okay, 1 ohm it's measuring at the moment. I suppose I'll just check what my leads are measuring. Yeah, my leads are measuring 0.7 of an ohm. So across the motor, just try and get a better contact. Oh, 2 ohms. Yeah, I'm turning the motor to see what happens. Disconnection. 1.7, 1.6, 2, just about 2. Open circuit. What I'm doing is I'm turning it so the commutator is making contact with the different coils as we go around. Yeah, so I turn it, we get a little sort of kick as it's trying to go. Okay, well, to get it apart I've got to desolder those wires, because they're actually going straight from the contacts there to the casing. The casing is also in circuit with a capacitor across it. That's for reducing the radio interference. I've disconnected the wires that were holding the case onto the end cap, so we should be able to release it just by pulling these tabs back. Okay. Well, that's a bit disappointing. They're just brass brushes. I had thought this might have been one with proper little brushes in there, but it isn't. Bit of green slime in there from something. Okay, I'm going to have to disconnect the motor from the propeller shaft. I should be able to pull it out. There we go. I think I've got that in close up, in focus. So if we look at the commutator plates, as we go round, you'll see in between two of them there, the plastic underneath has melted and pushed up through. So that won't help. Next thing you might notice, if I can keep it in focus, is this white plastic, which is the insulation between the metal plates and the copper windings. That's also melted. In places. So we certainly overheated it. Right, a little bit of my favourite surgical spirit spread around the hot glue, and we've got the motor out of the boat now, or the shell out of the boat now, and that actually looks absolutely fine in there. I will try and put it back together, see if we can get it working again. Bear with me on this. I think I might have worked out what happened. I think we overheated significantly. I showed you bits of plastic inside that had melted, but I think it also heated up the, I guess this is nylon or something, bearing at this end. It's just plastic, and that expanded, and when it expanded into the hole, and it was actually gripping the end of the shaft, making it hard to turn. That probably caused the motor to stall in a position where the brushes were actually giving us well, full current through the coils. And you'll see that we can get it to run. If I get it in just the right place. But I think it's only running on 2 coils. So I think what happened was it stalled in a position where the current was going through 1 coil. That 1 coil is probably burnt out somewhere. The insulation on it's gone somewhere. So it's now running on just 2 out of the 3 coils. That's why it has to be in the right position to start. But I've just put a drill through that plastic bush to loosen it up a bit, and that's loosened it enough for it to actually run, but only running on 2 coils. Does that make any sense? So what I'm saying is, overheated, jammed or seized in that bush, that held it in position where we were getting full current through just 1 coil. So that overheated everything because it was jammed in position. It was all the heat, all the current going into 1 coil, and that's what heated up the conductors there and burnt out 1 of the 3 coils. So if I stop it in the right position, it won't go. We've got to get it
Yeah. So the choice is rewind the motor. You can't do just one coil, you have to do all three. Yeah, there we are, that's the dead position. Yeah, choice is rewind the motor all three coils, or just change the motor. Because I think obviously we're overstressing this motor, so I might just put a bigger one in there.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.